start the jokes, I need to tell you a little story. Is that all right? Is that okay? Okay. I like this place. They were nice to me here. I do a lot of comedy clubs in the Midwest that are horrible, and I'll tell you a story about one of them. The owner took me upstairs in a place, and he talked to me for 45 minutes, and this is how he talks, and this is what he said. He said, let me ask you a question. Do you want to be a great joke writer or a great comedian? And I said, a great comedian? He said, good answer. He said, let me ask you this. What do you say after your jokes so that people remember you? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, after every great comedian tells a joke, they say the thing that's them and everybody knows it's theirs. I said, like a catchphrase? He said, like a catchphrase. I said, like, get her done. He said, what a perfect example. And I was thinking to myself, this is the worst advice I've ever gotten in my life. But I want him to be right, so tonight I'm going to try out my catchphrase on you guys. Is that all right with you? Yeah. Okay, you won't even know it's coming. I'll just sprinkle it in. You guys have been a good crowd so far. I watched all of you walk in. Everybody seems fit and attractive. That's awesome. This is the best everyone's ever looked right now. Tell me if this has ever happened to you. This is right here, right now, the fattest I've ever been in my life. Has that happened to you yet? So what happens, me and my new friend, this thing, ooh, I like to drink. What happens is when I'm at my worst physically, I'll just start hating good-looking people. Doesn't matter if it's a guy or a girl, just I don't like them. Like I was watching Conan O'Brien, and Pamela Anderson was on there, and Pam was complaining that she's never done very well in the Maxim magazine Top 100 Sexiest Ladies list. She said, the best I've ever done is 16th. And I was watching it like, what a weird thing to be down about. 16th sexiest in the world. Hey, Pam, I don't think I've ever been 16th sexiest on a public bus. Bang, you're pregnant! For the record, though, Pam's had plastic surgery. Mike Bridenstine, all natural. Nothing done. I'm all natch. You guys can have that, all natch. Girls don't like all natch, apparently. I was talking to a young girl at a bar. I was hitting on her. She did not like this. I said, what do you do for a living? And she was offended by that. She said, I don't know what you do, buddy, because this is how I dress. She goes, but I work at a real classy, upscale plastic surgeon's office downtown. I said, oh, upscale plastic surgery. Yeah, you don't want to go to one of those bargain bin places I keep hearing about. I told her that my sister actually went to one for a breast augmentation, just came out with an orange duct tape to her chest that said booby on it in marker. Bang, you're pregnant! I took her home. When I was 14 years old, I walked in on my parents having sex. That's disgusting. But what's worse is, they were having black-on-black gay sex. Now that I think about it, might not have been my parents. I was like, Mom, Dad? They were like, get out of here. You know, so... Bang, you're pregnant. You guys following this political race at all? Politics? Not the Indian casino elections, but the one that we're having. Do you know they prefer to be called savages now? That's not true at all. It's not true. On the news today, Mike Huckabee said that people should stop, trying to demonize Barack Obama. I love Mike Huckabee, and I miss him because I miss hating him. That's why I love. He's so awesome. Like Mike Huckabee, like I found out, said that all people living with AIDS should go away to a confined place away from society. I was like, that's really weird. So if you had your way, there would be AIDS Town. Like, that's really weird. And he doesn't believe in evolution, so I kind of wanted him to win something, just so he could be up on the podium saying, "This is the best day in all 6,000 years of the earth." But when he gave his concession speech, it was the best thing I have ever seen in my life, because it was the camera angle just showed 3 people, and I swear to God, this is what I saw. It was Mike Huckabee in front, like, I quit, and then behind Mike Huckabee, his biggest supporter, Chuck Norris, right? It's the truth. Then behind Chuck Norris, I can't make this up, I have to tell you what it is. It was a kid with Down syndrome in a cowboy hat. It made me so happy to see that. I think the reason I got so happy is because there was like a weird Russian doll scenario of like getting smarter. You know what I mean? Like, this is what one of God's special people looks like in a cowboy hat. I'd never seen it. This is what one looks like when they know karate. And when they're running for president. Anyway. BYP! I switched it! So, I'm glad basketball's done. I'm glad it's baseball season. I don't like the NFL either, except I'm fascinated with superstar NFL wide receiver Terrell Owens. And I don't know why. This year when the Cowboys lost, he cried. It was a lot better last year. Last year he took a bunch of pills and passed out. They thought he tried to kill himself. He didn't, but that's what they thought. And what I loved about it was his publicist went out and she said, "There's no way T.O. tried to kill himself. T.O. has 25 million reasons to not commit suicide." I was watching it like, that's awesome. I was just at the bank. I currently have 68 reasons to not commit suicide. Can't afford a publicist. Bring it pregnant. I just recently moved out here from Chicago, where everyone's a scumbag, myself included. And I'll prove it with some stories I'll tell you right now. I lived on the north side, and I was always a Cubs fan. They're in first place now. It's crazy. So I'm supposed to hate the White Sox. That's the big rival, in-town rival. And they're on the south side of the city, where it's bigger scumbags than the north side. But while I lived there, the White Sox won the World Series, so I'm supposed to hate it. I did not, for one reason only. The only reason is because after the White Sox would win games, the local news would go there and interview the drunk South Side fans. It was my favorite one was when they beat the Angels to go to the World Series. Local news was there. They go up to this kid who's 21 and he had way too much to drink, right? So this is the question they asked this kid. They said, "First World Series berth since 1959. How do you feel as a fan?" This is what this kid came with. "Right now it's all about hot Carl and the Shocker." They cut away. I don't even know what that means, but what are you expecting? Story 2, now I'm in a cab. Now I'm in a cab with a cab driver going past a place in Chicago that everyone knows has transvestite prostitutes. Not my thing, but the thing for enough people that they're out there. Cab driver goes, "Ooh, look at those ladies." I said, "Those are dudes." Cab driver says, "Does it really matter?" I said, "Sir, I can't think of anything that matters more." Story 3, now I'm at a Bulls game at the United Center. At the United Center, they have a big jumbotron, and they show fans during the break, so what you're supposed to do is see yourself up there and go crazy because you think you're on TV. You're not, but that's what you think. Now it says limbo time on it, and there's a big white line that goes across it. So what you're supposed to do is see the line, and then fake limbo under the fake limbo line. That's stupid. Here's my favorite guy of all time. This guy sees himself up there, sees the fake white line, positions himself along it, goes like this, pretends to snort the line. Bang, you're pregnant! That's my time, everybody.